네, 많은 관심과 사랑을 받은 것 같은데 저희가 내년에도 정말 그 사랑을
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
Why am I here?
Chapter 1: The Empty Plate. The smell of fried chicken filled the small apartment, the kind of smell that made Astraciel's stomach twist with hunger. She'd skipped lunch again, given her meal money to Luna so she could buy that new lipstick all her friends had. Now she stood at the stove, flipping the last piece, while her mother Susan fussed over Leela at the table. "Look at how pretty my Leela is," Susan cooed, brushing Leela's hair. "Your cousin Maya just got accepted to that fancy art school. Why can't you be more like her, Astraciel? You're the oldest, you should set an example." Astraciel bit her tongue. She was 16, working 3 part-time jobs after school, staying up until 3 a.m. to finish her homework so she could keep her 4.0 GPA, also her parents wouldn't have to work as much. But Susan only ever saw what she wasn't. "Pass the chicken," Astra, Benedict said, not even looking up from his newspaper. Strict, cold. He'd never asked how her day was, never noticed the way she flinched when her boss at the convenience store touched her waist accidentally last week. She set the platter on the table. Luna and Leela grabbed the biggest pieces first, piling rice on their plates. Benedict took 2, Susan took 1. By the time Astraciel sat down, there was only a small piece of skin left. "Oops, sorry, Astra." Luna giggled. "I didn't know you wanted any. You always say you're not hungry anyway." Astraciel forced a smile. "It's okay, I ate at work." Lie. She drank a glass of water and called it a meal. Later that night, her phone buzzed. A text from Sean: "You eat yet? Saw you give your money to Luna again." Then Benjamin: "You okay? You look tired at school today." And Michael, the youngest at 8: "Sissy, I saved you a cookie from lunch. Hid it in your backpack less than 3. Tears pricked her eyes as she pulled out the crumpled chocolate chip cookie from her bag. They were the only ones who noticed. The only ones who cared. She typed back: "I'm okay. Just studying, love you guys." But as she looked at her reflection in the window, thin, dark circles under her eyes, the faint bruise on her arm from when her boss grabbed her, she whispered to herself, "I'm human too. I'm just a kid." Chapter 2: The Hands That Hurt. The convenience store was empty except for the man in the corner, Mr. Reyes, the regular who always stared too long. Astraciel was mopping the floor, trying to hurry so she could get home and study for her physics exam. "You're a pretty girl, Astraciel," Mr. Reyes said, standing up and walking over. "Real pretty, but you'd make a lot of money if you used that face." She tensed, keeping her eyes on the floor. "Please step back, sir, I'm working." He didn't step back. Instead, his hand reached out and brushed against her thigh, under her uniform skirt. Just a little touch, no one has to know. Panic shot through her. She pushed him away hard. "Don't touch me." "Hey, don't be like that," he snapped. "I could tell your boss you're being rude, get you fired." Astraciel's chest tightened. She needed this job. The money went to pay for Luna's dance classes and Leela's art supplies. If she lost it, Susan would scream at her, Benedict would tell her she was useless. "I'm sorry," she mumbled, her voice shaking. "It won't happen again." He smirked and walked away. She finished mopping with shaky hands, then grabbed her bag and ran out. On the bus home, she texted Sean, "Mr. Reyes touched me again." His reply came in 2 seconds: "I'm coming to get you, where are you?" 10 minutes later, Sean, 15, lanky and fierce, was sitting next to her on the bus, holding her hand. We have to tell Mom and Dad, he said. Astraciel shook her head. They'll say I'm overreacting. That I was asking for it. They don't care about me. When they got home, Susan was in the living room, showing off Luna's new dance costume. Look at how expensive this is. She said, Astraciel, did you get paid today? I need money for Lila's new paint set. Astraciel pulled out her paycheck. Almost all of it went to Susan. She kept only 50 pesos for herself, enough to buy bread and water for the week. That's it. Susan frowned. Your cousin's daughter makes twice that working at a cafe. Why can't you be more successful? Sean opened his mouth to argue, but Astraciel pulled him back. It's okay, she whispered. I'm used to it. Chapter 3, The Plan in the Dark. 3 years later, 19-year-old Astraciel was standing in front of a mirror, wearing a designer dress, the first one she'd ever owned. A modeling agent had spotted her at the mall 2 months ago, and now she was about to walk in her first small fashion show. Her phone buzzed with texts from the boys. Benjamin's so proud of you, sissy. Gonna watch the stream. Sean, you're gonna kill it. Don't let anyone make you feel small. Michael, sissy is gonna be a star. D. She smiled, then looked at the other texts in her inbox, from Susan. When do you get paid? Luna needs money for her wedding dress. From Benedict, don't embarrass the family at that show. No, good luck, no, we're proud of you. After the show, the agent pulled her aside. Astraciel, you were amazing. I have offers from 3 big brands and a chance to do a campaign in Paris. What do you say? She thought of her tiny room at home. The empty plates, the hands that had hurt her. She thought of the boys who'd always checked on her, who'd always cared. I'll go, she said. But I have one condition. I need to bring my 3 youngest brothers with me. Over the next 6 months, everything changed. Astraciel's career took off. She became a sought-after model, then started acting in small films. She invested her money wisely, buying shares in tech companies, fashion brands, even a few restaurants worldwide. Soon, she was worth millions. She found a beautiful house in Paris, big enough for her and the boys. She enrolled Sean in a top university, Benjamin in a prestigious high school, and Michael in a private elementary school. For the first time in their lives, they had enough to eat, enough to wear, enough to feel safe. Do you miss them? Sean asked one night, as they sat on the balcony watching the Eiffel Tower light up. He meant their parents, Luna and Lila. Astraciel shook her head. I don't miss being invisible, she said. I'm building a new life here, one where we're all respected. Where I'm respected. Chapter 4, The Visit They Didn't Expect. It was a rainy Tuesday when Benedict and Susan showed up at the Paris house. Astraciel opened the door to find them standing there, looking uncomfortable in their cheap clothes next to the marble floors and crystal chandeliers. Astraciel, Susan said, her voice tight. We need to talk. She led them to the living room, where Benjamin was doing his homework, Michael was playing with his new toys, and Sean was reading a book. The boys went quiet when they saw their parents. We saw you on TV, Benedict said, finally looking at her, really looking at her. She was beautiful, confident, wearing a dress that cost more than their entire apartment. You're famous now. You own shares in companies all over the world. So, Astraciel said, sitting down. She didn't offer them tea, she didn't smile. Luna's wedding is next month, Susan said. We need money, a lot of it. For the venue, the catering, the dress. Astraciel laughed, a cold, sharp sound. You came all the way to Paris to ask me for money. After all these years. You're our daughter, Benedict said. It's your responsibility to help your family. Responsibility. She stood up, her voice rising. I spent my whole childhood taking responsibility, working jobs, skipping meals, giving you every penny I had. I studied until I almost passed out so you wouldn't have to work. I let my boss touch me because I was scared to lose the money you needed. And what did I get in return? You compared me to everyone else. You spoiled Luna and Lila and ignored me. You never asked if I was okay. You never realized I was human. That I was just a kid. Tears streamed down Susan's face. Astraciel, we didn't know. You didn't want to know. She yelled. You only see me now because I'm successful. Because I have money. Well, you can have nothing. I'm not giving you a cent. But I am keeping my brothers here, where they're safe, where they're loved, where they're not ignored. Benjamin stood up, walking to her side. We don't want to go back, he said, his voice firm. Sissy takes care of us. She makes us feel like we matter. Shaw nodded. She's the only one who ever did. Michael ran to her, hugging her legs. I love you, sissy. This is our home now. Chapter 5: The Day They Realized. 6 months later, Astraciel was on the cover of Vogue, the star who built her own empire. She was standing in front of the Eiffel Tower, with Sean, Benjamin, and Michael beside her, all smiling. Benedict and Susan were sitting in their small apartment, looking at the magazine. Luna and Leela were arguing about money. Luna's husband had left her, taking most of their savings, and Leela's art career had never taken off. Do you remember when she was 16? Susan said, her voice quiet. She'd come home from work at midnight, then study until dawn. She never complained. She just kept giving. I never asked her how she was, Benedict said, his face in his hands. I never noticed she was hungry. I never protected her from that man at the store. They tried to contact her again, but she'd only sent one text. I forgive you, but I can't forget. My family is here now, the one I chose. That night, Susan found an old photo in a box. Astraciel, age 12, holding Michael as a baby, a small, tired smile on her face. On the back, in her handwriting, were the words, I just want them to know I love them. I just want someone to love me too. Tears flooded Susan's eyes. She finally understood. Her oldest daughter hadn't been a machine to take care of everyone else. She'd been a child. A human being who'd needed love, protection, respect. And she'd given it all up, only to find it with the brothers who'd always seen her. In Paris, Astraciel was sitting on the balcony with the boys, eating pizza, all of them with full plates, all of them laughing. A text popped up on her phone from Susan. I'm sorry. You were always enough. You were always a good daughter. I just didn't see it until it was too late. Astraciel read it, then put her phone down. She looked at Sean, Benjamin, and Michael, at the home she'd built, at the love she'd found. I'm happy, she said, and for the first time in her life, she meant it with every fiber of her being. End of story.